You are listening to the Disney Dream Girls, an unofficial Disney theme parks podcast, and this is show number 210, the Sunday, the 20th of May, 2018.
Where dreams begin.
Hello and welcome to the Disney Dream Girls. My name is Michelle Young, and together with my good friend Jayne Phipps, we are your guides to the place where dreams begin. Coming up on today's show, we are going to be sharing the wonders and the delights of EPCOT. From its attractions to its food, we're going to be talking about it in full detail. But before we even begin on that, let's start with On This Day in Disney History.
We started? Hello and welcome to this day in Disney history. On the 20th of May 1973, over in Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom, Tom Sawyer Island plus their associated rafts, the Swan Boats, and the Richard F. Ivan Riverboat all opened. Another attraction opening, a store, and this is the flagship Disney store in Shanghai, China. It opened on this day in 2015 and became the largest Disney store in the world, at a staggering 9,257 square feet. Moving on to the 21st of May 1934, and Disney's Pinocchio was released in the UK. Strangely, Pinocchio was not released in France till 1946, so she's basically done another, a shoehorn of the whole Snow White thing, because, that's basically the joke is, I've got to be irritated that she's put a little Snow White reference in, and then, we all have a little chuckle at it, don't we? But yeah, basically what she was saying is that Pinocchio is the second animated film from Walt Disney, and Snow White is indeed the first. Really, really, really observant of you, mother dear. Still on the 21st, and on this very day, the premiere performance of the Paint the Night and Disney Forever happened as the 60th birthday celebrations began in Disneyland. Sadly, on the 22nd of May 2005, Disney legend Phil Ravencroft passed away at the age of 91, from being the voice of Tony the Tiger, featured in the adverts of the well-known breakfast cereal Frosties, to many Disney animated classics such as 2001 Dalmatians and the Aristocats. His voice is still heard in many beloved Disney attractions, though he did go to the dark side, and sung on "You Are a Mean One, Mr. Grinch" on the film How the Grinch Stole the Christmas. To be frank, I actually really don't like the Jim Carrey one. A lot of people do, and I don't really get why. It's really kind of like cheesy. I don't know, I just find it really cringy. Anyway, moving on to the 24th of May in 2007, and a fireworks spectacular took place as the Disney Magic cruise ship entered the Spanish port of Barcelona for the very first time. And our last piece of Disney history for this week's show is that on the 26th of May, 1986, EPCOT Spaceship Earth reopened after a refreshment with a new narration from Walter Cronkite, a final song entitled Tomorrow's Child, and the attraction was then sponsored by AT&T. These shows kind of really take a lot of energy out of me, and I don't, why should I unnecessarily drain so much energy? Energy that I could use to do something with my life. But, how do you stop the recording? I don't know anymore. I don't know how to stop.
So as part of our celebration all about EPCOT, Jayne and I are going to have a look at two of the big counter option offerings that you can get in EPCOT over in Future World. So let's start with breakfast. For me and Jayne, it's the biggest meal of the day, and we tend to have a bit of a blowout for breakfast, don't we, Jayne?
Yeah, got to set yourself up for the day, love.
It's that analogy of comparing yourself as a steam train. The more you put in the morning, the less you're going to flag in the afternoon.
I like that analogy. That's good, that.
Yeah, I'm kind of happy with that one. Okay, well, I'm going to start with Sunshine Seasons because if you're doing EPCOT and you're doing EPCOT right, you'll probably be waiting to go on Soaring first thing.
This is very true, yeah.
You might want to call into Sunshine Seasons and they offer some amazing options. Now, I'm not going to read through everything on the breakfast menu, but I'll just give a few hints of things that we recommend. And the first one is cinnamon French toast bread pudding. Carby heavy, but carbylicious.
Very heavy, yeah.
Definitely not keto.
No, definitely not keto.
However, I don't know what's happening with this because I imagine bread pudding, I imagine it's sweet, I imagine it's sticky, I imagine it's cinnamony. And then on the side serving, they put bacon with it.
And everything's okay with bacon.
No, it's not okay with bacon. Yeah. No.
I would make an exception. I have to. I mean, I'm not normally the sweet and the savoury malarkey going on, but actually, I kind of, yeah, it's bacon.
Yeah, I'm going to move on. So, yeah, you can go there. So they have all sorts of things going on. They have a croissant sandwich, breakfast platter, oats. All looks very, 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 very yummy. And I must admit, I do like starting my day well. And if you are wanting a breakfast, Sunshine Seasons or Starbucks are really your only options in EPCOT on that part in Future World.
Yeah, it's a little bit thin on the ground, isn't it?
But, again, you may choose to go to Sunshine Seasons for lunch, Jayne, and I know this is a favourite of yours.
What, lunch in general?
Well, yeah, lunch. But I'm thinking at Sunshine Seasons.
Yeah, no, I do like going purely because of the choices that you've got. So especially when there's more than just yourself in the party and, you know, you've got stroppy teenagers to take into consideration, at least you can actually go, right, well, you go off and find out what you want. I'm going to go and find what I want, and then we'll all meet back over there.
Yeah, it's great because you've got your Asian noodly place, you've got the grill shop, you've got a sandwich shop, you've got a salad and soup shop.
Yeah.
And then there's a kids zone as well. So there's lots to do. And then let's not forget the bakery.
We should forget the bakery, really, but, you know.
No, we're on holiday. It doesn't count.
Oh, okay. All right, then. Okay. So what are we going to go for at the bakery then, Michelle?
Oh, let's go backwards to front then, Jayne. Let's have our dessert. I don't know. Carrot cake cupcake?
I know, but would you spoil yourself then for the carrot cake cookie sandwich? That's the problem with that.
What carrot cake cookie sandwich? They've taken it off the menu.
Sorry, I just thought I'd put that one out there and tease you about it. I do like the sound of Mickey Oreo cheesecake though, because I love Oreos.
Yeah, that does sound good. And it's under $5.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of nice dessert options here. There's a New York style cheesecake, creme brulee. And personally for me, if there's a fair few of you, you could get a selection and just dip in and out of everything you fancy, so you can get to try everything.
Yeah, that's very true, actually. I mean, I've always found there's always been a good selection there, and it's there's enough to just please everybody's palate.
My favourite is the salmon from the kids' meal stop, because you can have it with the applesauce or carrots. You get a small drink with it, $7.29, and that's yummy.
Yeah, I must admit, because one advantage for us personally with being a low carb based family, the grill shop kind of does scream out to me, because you're going to get a good amount of meat and protein with those, because you've got chicken or salmon or pork. So if my memory serves right, I'm sure last time we were there we actually did partake at this particular stop. So I kind of wouldn't be naturally drawn over there. I think I'm going to get something that's going to suit my diet needs.
But you could also get the half roast chicken and then get the power salad with chicken, so that everybody gets a bit of the salad, because this salad sounds really good. It's got your kale and Brussels sprouts, your broccoli slaw. It's got the tartness from some cherries and goat's cheese, and then it's got chicken in as well. So that in the middle, and then everybody having a bit of chicken. That sounds good to me. Yeah.
Although to be fair, I mean, I love a bit of Caesar salad. So with chicken, so the Caesar salad at $10.49 to me is probably just as good a one to go for. But yeah, it is nice the fact that you can go in there, and whilst we all love our sweet treats, and we're on holiday, we're on vacation, we're going to have a little bit of an indulgence. It is nice to know that you have got some healthier options to go for should you wish to go down that route as well.
What about the electric umbrella, Jane? Because that's the other big Future World counter service that can hold quite a lot of guests. For me, if you're going with a group of people where there's some fussy eaters, this probably would be where I would be sending you rather than Sunshine Seasons, because the food here is a lot plainer and a lot simpler for children.
Yeah, it's kind of not standard theme park fare, but it's getting that way, isn't it?
Yeah, you've got your burgers, but what I like is they've got a slight twist on the burgers. So they've got a Mojo pulled pork burger.
Yes.
They've got a brisket sandwich, which does sound good because it says slow cooked smoked beef brisket, marinated in au jus and Guinness, on top of a toasted roll covered in homemade beer cheese and served with French fries.
Which bit aren't you liking the sound of?
Well, it's just the whole Guinness thing. It's like, it just needs a side serving of Guinness and that sounds perfect.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I don't know. Yeah, it kind of feels a bit OTT for my liking, but hey, I'm not necessarily a burgery sort of sandwichy based person, so it's probably, a bit too full on for my liking.
And then you've got your roast chicken and your flatbreads and a bit more plainer burgers as well.
Well, yeah, you got your chicken nuggets and things like that, haven't you? So you're right. It's kind of a bit more straightforward, shall we say?
Yeah, and the desserts here they're not anything to write home about. They're your bog standard cupcakey type things. Nothing amazing. So for me, it's a bit of a misses, this one.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've kind of stopped here and maybe grabbed a drink. You know, that type of thing. It's not. I would much rather if I'm going to be eating in that side, I would be going to Sunshine Seasons purely because the choice that you've got there is in my book, to suit me personally, much better for me.
Absolutely. Right, well, let's wrap up this foodie chat about Future World and we will continue our EPCOT chat.
Right.
Where dreams begin.
I have with me today the wonderful dynamic duo from Diz Down Under. Gosh, that's a lot of D's. The delightful, the delectable Kat and Lewis. Hello there, guys.
Hi, Michelle. I'm thinking that we should maybe change our names to Dat and Lewis. Just get a couple of extra D's in there.
Or you could be Catwoman and Robin. Maybe you could go Catwoman is easy with your
There's no alliteration there.
I could just call you De Cat and De Lewis.
That's a brilliant idea. Let's not.
No. Never mind, let's just move on really quickly. Hi, how you doing, guys?
We're good. What you been doing?
Enjoying the fact it's summer, eventually, which gets me in the mood for thinking about our little old trip we're having.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. Do you know what wasn't very exciting? Was a post that I saw today about Disney rash. I never knew that was a thing.
Disney rash?
Yeah, aka EPCOT rash.
Ooh, spill.
What's this rash thing you're talking about?
Well, apparently it's a thing that happens to people in the parks quite frequently at EPCOT where they get this rash. Most people experience it on their legs, on their lower legs. They've looked into it and there's no, because a lot of people are going, oh, maybe it's like pesticides that they use or something like that. But it's largely attributed to sun exposure because there's several variants on the rash. Obviously several different diagnoses. But one of the things is people obviously flying and the vascular stuff that happens when you fly, as well as doing a lot of walking when you get to the park. It's kind of like weird, but I'm kind of glad that we haven't experienced it either.
Well, I would imagine that from past experience, when I go to a hot, humid climate, I do suffer with something us Brits refer to as prickly heat, which is a kind of
heat
rash. So my top tip is take some calamine lotion.
Nice.
Yeah, and you can go out looking like a Dalmatian in reverse with the little white dots all over your bod.
Nice. Yeah, mine is wear sunscreen. Apparently this is a little bit of a thing for not getting EPCOT rash.
Right.
I just love that there's specifically a rash called EPCOT rash.
So it's not like just sunburn? These people...
No. It's sun caused,
right.
Or that can be a factor in it, but it's largely a vascular thing.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Well, you see, you live and learn. You listen to this podcast and we inundate you with information.
Yeah.
And there was me just being worried about the sea lice on the Disney cruise. Now I've got to worry about a rash at Epcot.
No, go back. Sea lice on the cruise.
Yeah, seemingly at Castaway Cay, if you go at a certain time of year, all the jellyfish have little tiny baby things. They refer to it as lice, but they're not really lice. And people get stung and sort of, yeah.
Oh, yeah. A friend had issues with them when she went camping up at one of the beaches up north.
Yeah. We should do a show, the 101 ailments you can get while at Walt Disney World.
Yeah, sorry I went there.
Yeah. And after listening to the cruise line show the other week, all good cruisers will know to take with them a little bit of Pepto-Bismol now.
Nice.
Let's move on and talk about the topic that we have in mind for our show today. As you'll know, over the last sort of few podcasts, we've been talking with Kat and Lewis about how we're planning our amazing trip to Walt Disney World, and we're sort of reviewing each park in sort of detail, talking about some top strategies, about some of the rides, the history, blah blah, that sort of thing. And today's come round to the turn of EPCOT, aka Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow. It opened on the 1st of October 1982. Kat, were you even born then?
I was a year old.
Oh, makes me feel dead old. And originally the park was dedicated to the celebration of human achievement and innovation and international culture. It has 2 zones, Future World and World Showcase, and it is ranked the 6th most visited theme park in the world. At opening, it had an upward estimate that it cost $1.4 billion to construct. We'll hop to the park entry and just let's think about how we get to Epcot. And firstly, you know, you've got bag check, entry, photo ops, legacies, character meet and greet, water feature, massive geodesic sphere, aka Spaceship Earth, or the golf ball.
I'd never heard it called, was it a geodesic sphere?
Yes.
Oh, it's a fancy word.
It's a mega fancy word. I only know that because many years ago I did the behind the scenes tour at Epcot, and they spend quite a lot of time talking about this geodesic sphere and how if you stand under it you don't get rain pouring on your head because it's got little drainage systems inside, and yeah.
Oh, cool.
They did tell me how many triangles it was made up of, and I've forgotten, and I could have Googled it, but I didn't.
I remember when we were there, one of our Epcot days was a day where it was just pouring with rain at the start of the day. We were waiting in line to go onto Spaceship Earth, and it was like at some points in the queue, you'd be in the splash zone, and at other points, you'd be completely dry.
So, have you got a favourite section on Spaceship Earth?
Favourite section on Spaceship Earth?
Like, you know, you see Disney's gone on to this whole thing now of getting the fanboy quote, so if you can read this, thank the Phoenicians.
My favourite bit is at the bit at the end.
Where you turn around backwards?
Yeah.
I was going to say that.
We turn around backwards and then you answer all those questions and it shows you your world of tomorrow kind of thing. I always quite enjoy that. Although it never gets me right because of my beard, my face always ends up being really weird.
Yeah, there's no greater joy. Lewis is like half a face.
That's weird. I do like the bit in the Renaissance period where you can spot the hidden Mickey on the artist's palette.
Oh.
I like that bit. And I like getting broken down on it and the aircon not working and being stuck for ages. That's a real joy.
Oh, really?
No, it's not a joy.
No, not that it was a joy, but how long were you stuck on it for?
Oh gosh, one time we stuck individually 4 different times at different parts of the attraction.
Oh, man.
Yeah, out of all the rides you can get broken down on, that's the worst.
Yeah, I'm thinking that.
Because they don't like you being walked off it.
No, with the height, if you were right up the top, it'd be quite the experience trying to exit.
So they just keep you sat on it and wait till they fix it.
Eee.
And then you have all these people taking pictures of each other with flash on and blinding you.
I take real umbrage with that whole thing. I think people should have to turn their flashes off in these things because it ruins the experience in such a dark ride.
Well, they are supposed to because it does say quite quite clearly on a lot of the attractions as you go in, no flash photography.
I think they should have people there saying, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to confiscate your camera. I don't care if it's your phone. I have to confiscate it. You'll get it back at the end of the day. You shouldn't have used your flash.
Yeah, completely. When you think about someone who's light sensitive and has epilepsy, that could trigger a seizure. And as a daughter of someone who has epilepsy, I take great umbrage on that fact that people are just not being very considerate.
Yeah, for sure. Or migraines. It can be a bit of a trigger for that as well.
True. Let's give them a migraine in return.
Yeah, maybe not. That's a pretty cruel thing. But the ride is really well done for something that could be a little bit naff. It's a little bit, something that was supposed to be, like you said, innovative, but it actually works quite well, which I was really surprised about.
Now, let's be honest. The education bit at the end, do you walk straight through or do you go and play?
We actually went and had a bit of a play, I think.
Only because it was raining outside.
Yeah.
It was pouring down. So I think that might have been the only reason. And even then, that was pretty brief.
Yeah.
It's like, there's not a lot to do.
It is kind of cool if you go to one of the sort of like podiums and you can get the little image that they did on the attraction and you can email it back to friends and family. I like doing that because that's a free postcard.
That's true. I don't think that worked for us.
We tried doing it. It didn't work. Yeah.
Oh.
Twice. We went on that ride twice. It didn't work.
Oh, we'll have to try that one again then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So while we're talking about edutainment, let's go over to interventions. And at the moment, there's two different things going on. And it's got Speculab, which is a science presentation, and Colourtopia.
Oh, Colourtopia. What's that?
It's just education all about colours.
Yeah, it was there when we were there last time.
That's what I thought was over sort of on that far left-hand side, yeah.
I'm sure there was something there about earthquakes as well.
I think that one's now closed.
But there was something else that was there when we were there last called Sum of All Thrills. And that was amazing. It was a roller coaster simulator where you designed your roller coaster and then you sat in the simulator and actually got to ride the roller coaster you just designed.
That was so good for the maths and everything. I loved that. I was really upset when they took that away because that was a really innovative educational use of something that most children would have a go of. The problem was people didn't know what it was, didn't know where it was. I think the information that they used to publicise that was really poor.
Yeah, we got there and it was probably about half-hour wait, but the line wasn't that long. But it was just because it was only like two people at a time and it was a very, very, very slow loader. Yeah. But it was well worth the wait.
I would have bung in a few more of them. I think it's a really good attraction that can actually fit the original brief of entertainment, edutainment and innovation. And kids would love it, being able to build their own roller coaster.
Yeah. Are you sure you want to have two loops in your roller coaster? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's great watching people come off it. Absolutely love that.
Yeah, I think watching people actually riding it was just as entertaining as riding it yourself.
Oh, well. Farewell, goodbye, old friend. We wish you were still there.
Yeah.
Next one I'm going to hop over to, and I think you guys won't have done the new version of this one, is Mission Space, which was formerly Mission to Mars, a centrifugal motion simulator with two options. Now, I always get these confused, so I thought of a little way of remembering them, because when I was with Tom last year, he said, do you want to do green or orange? And I couldn't remember which way round it went. So I thought intense orange, because I always think of a protein spill being orange. Carrots, yeah? And green, nice and calm.
They should have made it blue, like calm blue ocean.
I just don't understand why they didn't make the intense one green, because when they say you go on a ride and you feel sick, you come off green. So that's why I always thought, so the way I remember is like orange will make you feel green. So
that's so convoluted.
I know. We did both green and orange. and we actually did green first because we were like unsure, like we're going, oh, intense. Well, maybe we'll do the green one first. And we did the green one first. Went, well, that was a bit naff. And then,
But there is quite a big gap between green and orange.
yeah.
I mean, I had tears streaming out of my eyes. Like, not, I wasn't crying or anything like that. It was just like the force was
Pulling
just
the
like
liquid out.
pulling the liquid out of my eyes.
Yeah.
This is in the old days. You were sitting there in front of a TV and like just getting shot off into space, and it was not a lot of motion. But the orange was just like you're just getting pulled back in your seat like there's no tomorrow. It was full on.
It is very intense.
So press the button quick.
And you literally have to like try to raise your hand up and move it over to where the button is and that sort of thing. Whereas in the green one, it's just like press a button, click. It's like nothing. So, but I'm looking forward to it. Like we would probably not have ridden the green one again this time, but because they've changed it now, it's a different kind of. You're seeing different stuff. We'll probably do green and orange again, I think.
And you're hearing Gina Torres.
Yes, that's right.
Well, the green one now takes you a little journey around the earth. And I kind of liked that. I thought it was okay. The orange one is still scary. It obviously got its refurb opened last year when I was there, last August, so I was able to go on. And it was like literally a walk-on. I don't think many people knew it was open. I'm just wondering, guys, do you know what the fictional voyage that the guests get to go on is called?
No. Mission to Mars?
Nearly. It's the whole sort of scenario of it is that you are undertaking astronaut training for the first manned mission to Mars aboard X2 Deep Space Shuttle in 2036.
I'm surprised. Is there a sponsor at the moment for Mission to Mars?
Not as far as I'm aware.
I'm surprised that Elon Musk hasn't actually gone in there and thrown some money at it. Yeah, I'm surprised that Disney haven't hit him up and said, like, dude, you literally want to go to Mars and, like, set up a community there and everything like that. How would you like to sponsor our ride? All about that.
Yeah.
It used to be sponsored by Hewlett-Packard, and I've been in there on the first floor above it. They have like a little VIP area, and that's kind of neat because you can look down into the queue and you can actually sort of mill around and see what people are up to, which is a nice thing to sort of do. But you're right, the pre-show video, Gina Torres, it was previously hosted by the God, the voice, I love this man's voice, Gary Sinise. Riders experience up to 2.5 G, which I think, to be honest, it feels more than that.
What does your average roller coaster rate at?
Oh, I don't know about that. I feel on my face is being pulled towards my ears.
I know, it's crazy, right?
I think some roller coasters actually go past what the kind of G-forces that you get when you're actually in a rocket ship.
Oh, okay.
But I know because of the turns and all those sort of things. Yeah.
Pre-show video's 5 minutes 38 and the ride is 3 minutes 55. 1,600 riders an hour.
Wow, that's quite a fair amount.
Yeah. Sadly, a lot of people are taken ill on the attraction, and unfortunately 2 people have died.
Wow.
But that's because they had pre-existing conditions and ignored the signs or didn't think the conditions were that bad or whatever. I don't know the specifics, but yeah, they're very sad. You don't expect to go on a roller coaster or an attraction in a theme park and not come off it. If you do have any medical conditions, please be very wary about what you go on, because especially the orange version, it can be quite intense.
Yeah, it's a huge force on your body. So, whether you're aware of something or whether you're not, you could imagine that it'd be an easy trigger.
Moving on to something that is another snappy ride, Test Track presented by Chevrolet.
What a neat ride. And just the whole experience from when you're waiting to go in and then you go and design your little car. I love this. I really, really love it.
Couple of questions for you. Did you ever see the original incarnation?
No, we did. We only rode the current version of Test Track.
What differed?
Massive difference. The original scenario was you were the Test Track dummy.
Nice.
Okay, so you were putting the vehicle through its test. So literally, as you were going through the queue, it was like he was going through a workshop. And I think this is the problem with a lot of people, that we loved it. I absolutely loved the feeling of the attraction. It made sense that you were going through the different stages of the vehicle testing. And it had this nitty little sort of piece of music that was in the background that just married up to the attraction so well. You know, very sort of mechanical. I absolutely loved it. The new version opened in December 2012 and I like it, but I'm not as keen. I did prefer the other version, I will be honest, because the actual attraction didn't really change that much apart from the indoor testing bit sort of had a few bits of neon put on every now and again.
Oh, right.
And they sort of changed it up a bit, but the track was the same. They just sort of uploaded the design to fit with the new theme, but all the components of building the vehicle was new.
So you didn't build a vehicle before?
No.
That's a bit I like. I like that you actually build the vehicle and then you go and test the vehicle and then you're kind of competing against other people who've built vehicles as well. And it gives that little like that competitive element to the ride, which I quite like. It's kind of makes it a bit more interactive.
You see, I normally go on single rider, even if I'm with somebody else, because I hate the queues and I never want to book it as a fast pass. So I tend to miss that bit.
Ah, so if you go single rider, you don't do the design, you just get on to the actual ride vehicle, right?
And because the ride vehicles are 2 rows of 3, you guarantee that you got at least 1 or 2 single riders per trip.
Yeah.
And it's, we've got a few photographs with some people who like single rider it just to get an awesome photograph.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a very fast attraction, the fastest in Walt Disney World, where you can get up to 64.9 miles per hour.
It's nice and fast.
It's great when it's outside and it's starting to rain and it's like bullets into your face and then the ride closes.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't be very pleasant at all.
It's the attraction I've had the most evacs from as well.
We're still yet to be evacuated off a ride. I mean, I'm loath to say it.
Don't tempt fate. It's like I quite like the fact that all the rides have been working properly.
I'm a Jonah, tell you. You go on test track with me. You know, I am guaranteed you'll get evac'd and get to walk down the cast member grey corridor and down the staircase of doom.
Oh, do they give you a fast pass to come back later if that happens?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and it's kind of fun to see it with the lights on, to see how flimsy the construction of the interior bit is. You know, it basically is, and I hate to spoil the illusion, spoiler alert, whiz on if you don't want to know, but basically it's a bit of MDF painted black with neon on. Seriously.
Oh, for the actual stuff that you like, the visual stuff, like not the bit that you're riding across.
Yeah, but you could make it up in your own back garden for a couple of dollars.
Excellent. Can we have a test track in our backyard, Lewis?
No.
Okay, moving now to the pavilions, and we have the Seas with Nemo and Friends, and there's also Turtle Talk with Crush.
Which we missed, didn't we?
Yeah, we didn't do it. I do want to do it, but we didn't do it. But I do love the seas. I like the aquariums and everything they've got there. They're really amazingly built.
5.7 million US gallons of water is in that saltwater tank.
Wow, that's a lot of water.
A lot of water. Originally, the attraction was a journey to Seabase Alpha to the ocean floor, and that closed in around 2001. And they first opened up Total Talk, and it was so popular they had to move it to a larger area in the pavilion. And then Seabase Alpha Element reopened with the little clamshells and the seas with Nemo and Friends. I love it. It's a cool little attraction.
That's pretty cool.
Top tip, never use it for a fast pass.
No, I was going to say, I don't think we waited around for very long for anything.
Did we do the Seas with Nemo and Friends?
I'm sure we did.
Did we? I can't remember.
Well, so far on the attractions we've covered, I would never use Test Track for a fast pass because I always single rider it. Spaceship Earth is a weird one because depending on the time, sometimes you can get on it really quickly and sometimes it's quite a long wait. So sometimes I would normally book a fast pass for it.
Right.
I love to do that, but because of the way that they have these rankings of fast passes for EPCOT, it's one of those, I'll just book a fast pass for it.
Yeah, the tier system does get frustrating in that regard.
But we'll look at that a little bit more later on. Next one, the land, where you have soaring and living with the land, presented by Chiquita.
Ciaran was down at the time when we were there, and so we never got to ride their version of Ciaran, which we will do this time, so we can experience all the Ciarans and decide whether we like it or not. But we did do the land. That was I quite enjoyed that. That was kind of entertaining and informational. It was kind of edutainment, I thought. So it was quite good.
Fits the Epcot bill.
Yes, quite right.
I highly recommend you guys do the backstage little mini tour that you can book at the desk in the land. It's just under $20 and you get to walk around the actual exhibit, be edutained.
I like the idea of doing that.
It's about an hour.
Yeah.
But it's really cool that you get to know a little bit more about the experiments that they're doing there. You get to have a little walk through and see people on the boats and you get to wave at them. They give you a piece of cucumber to taste. Yummy.
Oh, cool.
No, cucumber.
I know. It's like, can't we have some fried tilapia or something? Or, some...
What about a
or
strawberry?
A piece of capsicum.
Well, a strawberry.
I know. They might have changed it, though, since I last did it. It was a couple of years ago, so I'm definitely going to have a go at this. They do give you the option to buy a little plant, but with us being overseas people... Don't bother, because we can't take it home.
Yeah, it's a bit...
Originally, this was sponsored by Kraft Foods, and the land itself has had 3 major changes. The boat attraction we've just been discussing, Living with the Land, originally was called Listen to the Land, and on the little boat you had a cast member narrating rather than the pre-recorded spiel. Which is cool. But I always love looking for the hidden Mickeys as we go around as well.
In our house here, we could do like a backstage or a tour thing, because if it's the right,
here's the lime tree.
Yeah, if it's the right time of year, we could take them around and like give them a slice of lime, and then they could have an apple, and then we give them a mandarin. We could do that here.
Is there an alternate version where you can just be sort of on a deck chair, laid out, and someone brings me some chocolate?
No. We'll put you in the wheelbarrow and we'll just wheelbarrow you around. And we'll pre-record Lewis doing a little voiceover. All right, now I'm just getting silly.
And every now and again, we'll just see a hidden Mickey in the garden.
Oh, those marigolds died, didn't they, at your mum's?
Yeah.
Oh, we had the best hidden Mickey marigolds at one stage.
They used to have shows in this pavilion. There was Kitchen Cabaret Review, Food Rocks and Symbiosis, and also Circle of Life and Environmental Fable. They've all been closed.
What was the Kitchen Cabaret Review?
The Kitchen Cabaret. People who've been going to Disney World from the year dot will now be singing a song called Veggie Veggie Fruit Fruit. And I've no idea what they're on about because I never saw it. But it was much loved, and it was all about the vegetables. From what I've seen, sort of like getting kids to be more interactive with fruit and vegetables, encourage them to eat in the diet, and you'd have lots of songs. So, yeah.
Veggie fruit. I'm going to have to Google that one later and have a listen.
I'm going to send you a YouTube link where you can watch Veggie fruit.
Perfect. Sounds good.
Awesome. Soarin' opened in 2005, refurbished and reopened in 2016 to Soarin' Around the World, and we love a little bit of Patrick as he tells us to take off our ear hats and enjoy the flight.
Nice.
That's Patrick Warburton of Tick fame, for those of you paying attention.
Another thing that I love, and I think this is a little bit of a hidden gem, is the restaurant, the Garden Grill.
Oh, is it quite good?
Well, I've eaten there for the dinner package. They do a breakfast and dinner, sometimes seasonal, so you have to watch that. It rotates incredibly slowly. Now, when I went and did this, I expected it to be rotating very, very quickly. It doesn't. It's incredibly slow. So if you're there for an hour, you might just do one entire rotation. But your view is constantly changing, and some of the views lead into a view of the actual attraction, which I think is kind of cute.
Oh, that is really cute.
It's got character meet and greet, so you can meet Mickey. He's in his sort of farmer Mickey outfit, so a bit of a hoedown type of feel going on. and food is served family style. So, it's one of those places that if you like grilled meats, you're going to love it. It's very filling food. It's not complicated food. So if you've got a very basic palate, it's a great place to go.
What does family style mean?
It means they bring everything to the middle on big platters. You eat it, and if you want more of a particular one, they'll bring it. So if you want more meat, they'll bring you just more meat. Or if you want more veggies, they'll bring you more veggies. And everyone can just dive in.
Oh, okay.
It's like a picnic with plates and a chair and a table.
And waiters.
So not like a picnic at all then.
I know, but it's sort of that sort of feel where everybody just sort of dives in. It's sort of, it's very typical in a lot of American restaurants to have food family style where it's all brought to the middle. And I'm now thinking of Thomas and Lena Allison taking me to Stonefire Grill because everything's just sort of dumped in the middle of the table and you just dive at the meat and potatoes and garlic bread.
Nice. So it's kind of like going to your mum's house, Lou, for dinner.
Yeah.
Except you don't have your mum at the end of the table saying, darling, did you not like that? Would you like some more? Oh, please have some more.
And they don't mind if you put your elbows on the table either, so it's kind of fun.
Yay.
So the next one is Imagination Pavilion, and this houses Journey into Imagination with Figment.
Yeah.
And this is an example of how FastPass Plus has broken a queue, because prior to FastPass Plus, this attraction you could always walk on. Now, because of FastPass, it's got a 20-minute wait most days.
That's just crazy because it's not really worth that much of a wait.
It's not, no, but it's one of those attractions that if you've done your other Fast Passes, you can normally pick up a FastPass Plus and walk straight onto it.
Yeah.
And now, if you want to just go wait in the line, you have a 20-minute wait.
It's crazy, but it is what it is.
Yeah, we did it only once when we were there in 2016, and I think I'll do it again. But I keep on hearing about the Figment of old, like the original Figment ride with the Dream Finder and everything like that. And that sounded really good. And then they completely the second version of it, they completely screwed that up entirely. And then the third version of it, they put Figment back into it, well, a lot more Figment back into it, and that's the version that we've currently got. But I still think that what they need to do with this attraction is bulldoze it, and then
wow, tell us what you really think,
and then do a trackless ride system version of it, a la Pooh's Honey Hunt or Ratatouille.
Oh, but you do know who you've just angered.
Everyone.
Well, yeah, everybody. But DVC members, because upstairs is an exclusive DVC lounge where they can go, sit in aircon, get free snacks and charge the phones up.
Yeah, but that's okay. I mean, I'm sure that they'll not mind that going away for like 2 years to build a better Figment ride.
Yeah, if you're not Met DVC members, they'll be really angry because I'm not kidding. I've been up there and I would be mortified to lose that little pavilion because it is so cool because you're upstairs and you've got beautiful views and it's cool and you can get a free soda or free drinks and it's just a nice place because Epcot is so hot.
Yeah.
It's a really cool place. But, maybe Disney can just bulldoze the bottom part.
Yes, I'm sure that's possible.
Yeah, rather than bulldozing it, maybe they could just gut it, like the bottom.
Yeah, possibly.
Because it's already got, you're already moving through it. So, just rip out the flooring. Just retile.
I could not go on this attraction without thinking of Jayne really fondly because many eons ago, her husband did an amazing Figment Mickey as the Dream Finder oil painting, and I was very lucky to have purchased it in an online auction, and it sits proudly on the wall next to me in the study. I absolutely love it, and I know Jayne's a massive Figment fan, so it's my sort of warm fuzzy moment of thinking of Jayne and her family.
I think it's lovely.
Yeah. Apart from the bit where you go through and the skunk does that coffee smell.
Yeah.
I always have to hold my breath.
Yeah, it's not the best. But, you got to experience these things.
Yeah.
And then let's finish off this part. We have the Festival Centre, which used to be Wonders of Life. And, we've got food and wine coming up this year, so we'll be able to wander around and have a little look in there. But to be honest, I think the festival centre, it's a real shame. They should put an attraction in there because it's such a dead space.
I feel a little bit lost. Where's the festival centre?
Oh gosh, if you're coming into Epcot, you branch off to your left before you go into World Showcase. And it's a big pyramid up a little path. Unless you know it's there, you'll never see it because it's golden in colour.
Oh, crazy.
And it's sort of camouflaged really well.
And so they just seasonally put things in there?
Yeah, normally when there's a festival such as Food and Wine or Flower and Garden, they have little talks and presentations and kiosks and things in there.
Oh, okay.
And that's basically one side of Epcot. So on that note, I am going to hand over the mic to my wonderful friends from Dis Down Under to give a big shout out for where people can find them and their Disney loving life and podcast.
Thanks, Michelle. Well, you can find us on the interwebs at disdownunder.com. It's got links to all of our social media, and our podcast you can find on iTunes and I believe a few other places that are podcasty as well. Maybe a Stitcher Radio, those kind of places.
Awesome. Well, thank you ever so much, both of you, and I look forward to chatting with you again real soon. And meeting up and doing all these fun things together.
Getting closer. Thanks, Michelle.
Bye.
Bye.
If you want to get in touch with us, ask us a question, leave us a comment, anything, come part of our loving Disney family because we want to hear from you guys because you are our show. You make it happen. info@disneydreamgirls.com, Twitter @DisDreamGirls, Instagram Disney_dream_girls. I think that's about it. Until our next week's show, it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.